evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Melrose Americans Baseball. Starting lineups for tonight. First, for the visiting Malden Maddogs. Batting first, the left fielder, Quinton Copeland. Batting second, the second baseman, Matt Travisano. Batting third, the first baseman, Derek Bauer. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Chris Afiro. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Sam Browning. Batting sixth, the shortstop, Damian Brown. Batting seventh, the catcher, Ryan Rometta. Batting eighth, the third baseman, Lawrence Tang. And batting ninth, the center fielder, Hector Roman Jr. On the hill tonight for the Malden Maddogs, number 6, Brian Pellerin. And for your home, Melrose Americans, batting first, the shortstop, Pat Costigan. Batting second, center fielder, Aiden Barry. Batting third, the right fielder, Corey Bright. Cleanup, the designated hitter, John Jennings. Batting fifth, the left fielder, Ian Libby. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Jack Beverly. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Sean Nestor. Batting eighth, the first baseman, Dave Hunter. And batting ninth, the catcher, Noah Jankowski. And on the hill tonight for the Americans, Mike Nestor. Now, may you all please rise to the national anthem.
The properly timed motorcycle revving in the background as the Star-Spangled Banner concludes here from Morelli Field at Melrose High School, Melrose, Massachusetts, for Intercity League Baseball on LSP. Tonight, it's the play-in game between the number 5 seed Malden Maddogs and the number 4 seed Melrose Americans, with the winner of this game advancing to face the number 1 seed Sabertooth Expos in the ICL semifinals to start tomorrow night. In fact, here at Morelli, regardless of who wins. Good evening, everybody. Sam Feely here with you, ready to bring you the play-by-play story. The Melrose Americans have taken the field. The Malden Maddogs, wow, what a turnaround. Dead in the water, essentially, at almost the halfway point of the season. 0-10 to start, and 8-7, maybe, just one game over 500. It's enough to get you into the playoffs after a rough start, and here they are against the Melrose Americans, who won the regular season series against the Maddogs 3-2, and the games weren't particularly close. Each game was decided by at least 3 runs, with Melrose winning on June 13th, 11-5, July 9th, 12-4, and July 25th, 14-5. Malden won on July 6th, 6-3, and their last regular season meeting, 9-4. The Americans, the Americans Maddogs were in a 3-way dance with the Lexington Blue Sox to see who would get the number 3 seed and avoid having to play this play-in game. But the Blue Sox got hot at the right time, and even though the Mad Dogs owned the tiebreaker over the Blue Sox, the Mad Dogs got too cold. Their slow start was a bit too much to overcome. The Americans lost their last 4 of the regular season. So here are the Mad Dogs and the Americans playing one game to decide who will face the number 1 seed Sabretooth Expos, the only team to win 20 games in the ICL this year, to decide the other semifinal matchup with the 2-3 matchup between the Andre Chiefs and the Lexington Blue Sox. Also to start tomorrow night, Game 1 will be at Maplewood. Both Game 1s tomorrow will have an 8 o'clock first pitch. The Blue Sox Chiefs game will be on the Blue Sox Baseball Network on YouTube. Quentin Copeland to lead things off for the Malden Mad Dogs in the gold and blue jerseys, and the Americans in the white with the red sleeves and the blue and white cap. Mike Nestor fires the first pitch. That bounces to the plate at 7:58. We are underway. 2 minutes ahead of schedule. Love to see that. 7:58, our first pitch, 77 degrees at game time. Clear skies. Don't know if we can say we'll be able to say the same tomorrow and Tuesday, so we may see a delayed start to the semifinals. Here's a grounder to first. Flip to the pitcher covering. Copeland's got speed, but not that much speed, as a 3-1 ground out is the first out of the ball game.
The second baseman, number 10, Matt Travisano.
Dave Hunter flipping to Mike Nestor, covering for the out to begin the ball game. And here is the second baseman, Matt Travisano. Give you the full lineups for both teams between innings. Travisano played in 15 out of a possible 25 games and slashed .463, .607, .659 with 3 doubles, 1 triple, 1 homer, 8 RBIs, 11 walks to just 7 strikeouts, and 3 of 3 in stolen bases. That brushes him back. I got at least 1 ball. Is there? I don't have the count. Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to be. At least 2 balls here on Travisano. Got so wrapped up and giving you Travisano's numbers, I missed the first pitch. But it's 3-1. Is that what we got from Blue? Yeah, 3-1 the count to Travisano. I saw a ball bounce at the plate. I didn't know there was a foul. It's just Nestor tossing the ball back. That's on the outside corner, full count. That's why, again, never take a couple steps to first before the umpire makes the call. So I mentioned the .463 average will step on the bag himself for the second out. Alas, that is not enough to be the league leader in batting average in the regular season in the ICL. Didn't have enough plate appearances. The batting title went to Juan Parra of the Andre Chiefs at .468, beating Andrew Mazzoni, the Expos, at .444, and his teammate, Teddy Juba, at .424. So 2 groundouts towards first to begin the ball games. That's outside for ball 1 to Derek Bauer, who in the Mad Dogs history has been one of their best overall hitters, but has been limited this season in his game action. Bauer played only 8 games, last .278, 500, .333. That'll be a ball with 1 double and 3 RBIs. And a swing, and did he get a piece of it? I guess he did, because he is still alive there. I guess he got a piece of it at the plate, bounced, and just came up empty, just resigned to the strikeout, but we keep playing. Bauer in 2019 for the Mad Dogs had an OPS of 1267 with 10 doubles, 3 homers, 14 RBIs, 9 walks, only 2 strikeouts, and he was 10 of 10 in stolen bases. And even in the 8 games only the 8 games he played this year, he was 6 of 6 in stolen bases, 30 steals in 5 years in the ICL for Derek Bauer. Bauer played in 2 games against the Americans this season and was 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored and 3 walks, but comes up empty there, and it's an easy-peasy 1-2-3-Z, top of the first for Mike Nestor and the Melrose Americans. Half an inning in the books. Maddogs, nothing. Americans coming up. And now here's the full starting lineups for both teams. Quentin Copeland leading it off in left for the Maddogs, followed by Matt Travisano at second. Derek Bauer is at first. Chris O'Farrow is in right. Sam Browning is the DH. Damian Brown is at short. Ryan Rometta is behind the plate. Lawrence Tang is at third. And Hector Roman Jr. is in center. Brian Pellrine, be taking the mound here for the Maddogs. See him, the righty there. And for the Americans, it's Pat Costigan leading it off at short, followed by Aiden Berry in center. Corey Bright is in right. John Jennings is the DH. Ian Libby is in left. Jack Beverly is at third. Sean Nestor is at second. Dave Hunter is at first. And Noah Jankowski rounds out the lineup behind the plate. Mike Nestor you already saw on the mound. We'll give you the pitching numbers for both pitchers right about now. We saw Mike Nestor in the top of the first. Nestor is making his 8th pitching appearance of the season. In the regular season, he was 2-1 in 7 games and 17 third innings with a 2.83 ERA. Allowed 19 hits, 11 runs, 7 of which were earned, walked 15, struck out 28, surrendered 1 home run, hit 2 batters, threw 2 wild pitches, and committed a balk. And that balk came against the Maddogs back on June 13th. Nestor got the win against the Maddogs in the 12-4 win on July 9th, going 4 innings, allowing 6 hits, 4 runs, 2 of which were earned, walking 2, and striking out a season-high 9. Overall against the Maddogs, and it's interesting to note that Nestor has only faced the Maddogs and the Expos this year. He pitched in 4 of the 5 games the Americans played against the Expos and 3 of the 5 against the Maddogs. But against the Maddogs this season, 6 and third innings in 3 games with a 4.42 ERA. But now you want to hear about Brian Pellrine, don't you? Well, first let's hear about Pat Costigan, the leadoff hitter for the Americans. Shortstop settling in on the left side against the righty, Pellrine. Costigan /338, 453, 394, 4 doubles, 14 ribbies, 14 walks to 9 strikeouts, and 6 of 6 in stolen base attempts. But he takes strike 1 here. So 1-2-3, top of the first for the Americans. Now can they respond offensively and take a lead here? Takes inside for ball 1. We can give you Pellrine's numbers and finally settling things down here a little bit, as popped up over towards foul ground, over towards the third base dugout. Now to play for strike 2, 1-2. Pellrine pitched in 10 games in the regular season, was 1-2 with 1 save at a 6.73 ERA in 26 innings, allowed 28 hits, 29 runs, 25 of which are earned, walked 18, struck out 24, surrendered 2 homers, and hit 3 batters. 1-2, lined the other way, and that's down for a base hit towards the corner. Will be cut off in left field by Copeland, and will hold Costigan to a lead-off single.
Now batting the center fielder, number 26, Aiden Barry.
So Costigan is aboard to lead off the ball game, lead off the bottom of the first, going the other way on a 2-strike pitch. And his 6 of 6 stolen base numbers may come into play here, as that is up and away for a ball 1 to the center fielder, Aiden Berry. Berry /288, 390, 470 during the regular season, with 3 doubles, 3 homers, 21 ribbies, but comes up empty there, and it is strike 1. 11 walks, but 24 strikeouts, and 2 of 2 in stolen bases. 1-1 the count to Berry. Berry in his second season with the Americans. Runner takes off for second. Throw is not in time. It was on target, but Costigan was too quick, and the pitch was a ball, so it'll be 2-1. Time being called by the umpires to allow Costigan to dust himself off, and in fact dust second base off. Have the bigger bases at this level? I don't think we do. 2-1 on the count, a runner in scoring position for Barry. Barry had a fine season last year, too, in his first season with the Americans. 353 to 500 with 3 doubles, 2 homers, and 16 ribbies. He only walked 3 times last year compared to 21, but much better patience at the plate this year. 3-1. 24 strikeouts, but 11 walks compared to 3 last year. Swing and a miss. Full count now to Barry. Last year in the postseason, in 4 games and 14 at-bats, Barry slashed 286, 333, 500 with 3 doubles, 1 ribby, 1 walk. Pops this one up behind third into shallow left. Copeland coming over, and he makes the catch, and Costigan just casually walks back to second, 1 out.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4, Corey Bright.
Fly out to left, already busy out there in left field here in the bottom of the first for Copeland, who's also gotten starts in center this season for the Mad Dogs. So he's got the speed, as if if you look at his stolen base numbers, that too is a pretty good indicator. But here's Corey Bright, the right fielder. Bright, the team's leading hitter at .421, .542 on base percentage, .509 slugging percentage. 3 doubles, 1 triple, 12 ribbies, 6 walks to 4 strikeouts. That is down and away for ball 1, but no advance by Costigan. As you got Ryan Rometta behind the plate tonight for the Mad Dogs. In the Mad Dogs' last game against the Blue Sox this season, Rometta by himself essentially kept the Mad Dogs in that game with his defense behind the plate, but this one bounces to the plate. Here's a throw to third, and in time on the wild pitch is Costigan. So that would be an exception to the performance we saw from him behind the plate in the last meeting between the Mad Dogs and the Blue Sox this season, in which the Blue Sox got out to a 6-0 lead, but the Mad Dogs came back and really made it close late, as that is in there for strike 1. And that was because I believe it actually was Pellrine who was on the mound for that game. Let me just go back to my book real quick. Yeah, it was Pellrine. Pellrine threw a bunch of pitches in the dirt, but never got charged with a wild pitch. He hit one batter, but with all those balls in the dirt, could have been out of reach sooner for the Mad Dogs, but a slow grounder to third and able to beat it out is Bright for an infield single. The throw from short was mishandled by the first baseman, Derek Bauer, but I think Bright would have beaten it out anyway. So it's an RBI, an infield single, so only 1 out. It is 1-0 Americans. So Bright with the RBI, and here is John Jennings, who takes down and away for ball 1. Jennings had a phenomenal year, slashing .407, .468, .667. Absurd slugging percentage. 1-1 the count. 5 doubles, 3 homers, 13 ribbies, and 6 walks. 2-1. Here's another thing that drives up Corey Bright's on base percentage this year. He was hit by 9 pitches this season. 3-1 to Jennings, who in his Americans career dating back to 2015 has a .942 OPS with 16 RBIs and 16 homers and 91 RBIs, as he swings and fouls that one off onto Linfells Parkway. In the postseason, he's got a respectable 300 average, but the pop is just evaporates in the postseason. We'll see if will shut me up here with this next swing. Well, we'll get on base anyways.
batting the left fielder, number 38, Ian Libby.
So first and second, still only one out here. And we're going to have a conference at the mound. Oh, are we having a pitching change already? Wow, not even one conference, not even one conference here, maybe. Yeah, we are having a pitching change, I think, yeah, wow. That's a, wow. Okay. Did not see this coming. Pelrine getting pulled after just a third of an inning. And, 1 second. Henry, who we got? Panza, thank you. All right. I believe so, yeah. All right. Just make sure that, yeah, Anthony Panza is going to take over on the mound for the Mad Dogs. So Pelrine only lasts a third of an inning. I'm not sure if he's hurt, but I mean, obviously your season is on the line here. You're going to make the change. Pelrine goes a third of an inning, allows 2 hits, 1 walk, so far 1 run, and responsible for Bright and Jennings. Panza will take over on the mound. In the regular season, he made 6 appearances and was 0-3 with 1 save. In a 5.38 ERA in 13 innings, allowed 17 hits, 14 runs, 10 of which were earned, walked 6, struck out 13. No home runs surrendered, no hit batters, no wild pitches, no balks. He has not faced the Americans this season. His last appearance was against the Bulldogs in the regular season finale on the 3rd. 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. So one save the season came on July 7th against the Lexington Blue Sox. Here is Ian Libby, the first test for the early entrant, Panza. Swing and a miss, but it gets away to the backstop. And to second goes Jennings, and to third goes Bright. So 0-1, but now 2 runners in scoring position for the Americans. Libby, the left fielder. It's in there for strike 2, 0-2. Just to finish my thought about Jennings' lack of pop in his postseason career. A 300-hitter career in the postseason with only 1 double and no homers in 30 career postseason at-bats with Melrose. Libby on 0-2. Able to hold up on that pitch in the dirt, and it'll be ball 1. Libby slashing 283, 397, 396, 3 doubles, 1 homer, 10 ribbies, 7 walks to 13 strikeouts, 3 hit by pitches, and 1 stolen base. And 1-2. Infield in here, and fouled off. As a team, the Americans were hit by the most pitches this season with 29, and the Mad Dogs were hit with the fewest with 12. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. Massive strikeout there for Anthony Panza for the 2nd out of the inning. And now here is Jack Beverly to try and cash in with 2 runners in scoring position.
The third baseman, Jack Beverly.
Bev slashing 292, 427, 323 with 2 doubles and 10 ribbies, as that is downstairs for a ball squirted away for a moment from the catcher Rometta, but no advance by the runners. Ball 1, 1-0. Beverly against the Mad Dogs this season played in all 5 games and slash 375, 474, 438. 2-0. 5 of his 10 RBIs this season for Beverly came against the Mad Dogs. And he hits this one into center field. Going back is Roman, and he hauls it in for the out. That retires the side. Good sound off the bat, but got under it just a bit too much. The Americans will have to settle for 1 run on 2 hits, leaving 2 runners in scoring position through 1 complete, 1-0 Melrose.
Come on, Mike, let's go.
Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor our content for as little as $25 a spot, whether you got a business to promote or want to send a message of support to a player or team. Email samfeelypbp@gmail.com for more information. So, sigh of relief there for the Mad Dogs, especially after Bright reaching on what could have been bases empty, 2 outs. Sure, the run scored anyways, but doesn't get any worse than that for now. But here we go to the top of the second, and it'll be the middle third of the order due up for the Mad Dogs. Farrow, Browning, and Brown. Chris Farrow getting the start in right field tonight for the Mad Dogs.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 6, Chris Farrow.
Farrow slash 371, 440, 532 with 2 doubles, one triple, 2 homers, and 13 RBIs in the regular season. 10 walks, 18 strikeouts, and 2 of 2 in stolen base attempts. He takes outside. Ball 1. Just a third of an inning with 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 walk allowed. No strikeouts, but throw on to first on the little comebacker there from Nestor, and it is 1 up, 1 down to begin the top of the second. But
now batting, the designated hitter, number 18, Sam Browning.
You know, unfortunately, if you're a Pelrine, hey, you're on the hook for the loss anyways, even right now, even if you got 1 run. But there are guys in this Mad Dogs lineup that can tie the plenty of guys that can tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. So Farrow grounds out on the comeback to begin the inning. Here is Browning, the DH, who takes ball 1. Sam Browning, slash 238, 407, 381 this season. And he fouls that one off. Evens the count of 1. 2 doubles, 2 triples, no homers, 10 ribbies, 11 walks, 11 strikeouts, and 4 of 4 in stolen base attempts. Down away, and the count will be 2-1. Sometimes damage control is all you can do to win a ball game, even if you have to pull your starter after a third of an inning. I'm not sure what the plan was with Pelrine in terms of how deep he could go, if he's nursing an injury or anything, but obviously don't think a third of an inning was necessarily what Henry Butterfield and company had in mind. Count is 2-2 after that last pitch was fouled off. That goes to the dirt for a ball. Pelrine's on, on a traditional, I would say, amount of rest. Last pitch 5 days ago against the Blue Sox on August 1st, the game I referred to. The Blue Sox ended up winning 6-3. But Pelrine has gone more than 4 1/3 innings once this season. That was 6 innings against the Lexington Bulldogs for his only win back on July 20th. Of course, third of an inning, nothing you can do now. Up and away for ball 4, and the Mad Dogs have their first base runner. So Browning coaxes a walk out of Nestor.
Number 9, Damian Brown.
And here's the shortstop, Damian Brown. Brown slash 263, 53, 40 this season with 4 doubles, 4 ribbies, 7 walks to a team high 25 Ks, and 3 of 3 in stolen base attempts. Lob over to first and back safely is Browning. Pellrine's your second most experienced pitcher on the roster of the Maddogs. They go with him. Don't have Rob Carrillo. As let's fly out to center for out number 2. Carrillo, 45 1/3 innings in 9 games this season.
The catcher, number 8, Ryan Rometta.
And now here's Ryan Rometta and first. Rometta in 15 innings in 5 games is 1-0 with 1 save to 373, but they need him behind the plate here. Comes up empty for strike 1. Rometta at the plate this season, 294, 429, 353 with 1 double, 1 RBI, 4 walks to 5 strikeouts. Into foul territory, and nobody's going to make a Willie Mays catch here, and it's 0-2. The Americans fans are out in force tonight, I see, in the chat, in the live chat anyways. 4-3 the votes right now in our traditional Who You Got poll. 0-2, the count will have to wait for the pitch as another throw over to first. I know it's not nearly as high stakes as Major League Baseball, but wonder if we would ever, implement pace of pay rules for like pickoff attempts here. Diving attempt at the stop into by the second baseman is not there. Throw to third. Excellent heads-up base running by Sam Browning, getting first to third on that slow roller up the middle. Second baseman Sean Nestor couldn't stop it, and Sam Browning goes full send, and runners on the corners. Now 2 down for the Bulldogs. The first base hit of the game, first runs on the corners for the Mad Dogs, the first base hit of the game for the Mad Dogs. And here is the third baseman, Lawrence Tang, on base machine, as he watch that one go down and in for ball 1, 1-0. Tang 358, 452, 547 to slash line, 7 doubles, 1 homer, 7 ribbies into left center, but it's going to hang up long enough for Libby to make the catch that retires the side. So once again, 2 runners on with 2 out, and high drama and a good sound off the bat, but it just results in a flyout. We are through a buck and a half, still 1-0 Americans. LSP is the live event specialist. Ask us about taping, streaming, or announcing your next sports game, gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, play, meeting, or other event. Rates start just $150, or ask us about our services outside the world of sports and live events, including graphic and document design, pet sitting and walking, deliveries, errands, computer lessons, whatever you need help with. All that information can be found on Thumbtack, or you can just email samfeelypbp@gmail.com for more information. I really do appreciate the fans who are, especially the ones that are, I know I have subscribers only mode turned on the chat, but like it doesn't prevent y'all from voting on the Who You Got poll. And I do appreciate the Maddogs fans hearing me mention that the Americans were leading the Who You Got poll, and then the next time I check, it's flipped around to the Maddogs leading that poll, 56% right now. I guess that's a cue for the Americans fans. I don't know. Should have had a third team. I should have had third option. I just hope both teams have fun. Fourth option, Team Chaos. Be careful what you wish for when it comes to chaos at Morelli Field, though. Believe me, I know. We go to the bottom of the second. Sean Nestor to lead things off. Who couldn't come up with a diving stop on a grounder up the middle, top half of this inning, but didn't come back to burn the Americans on the scoreboard anyways, as he takes strike one on the outside corner from Anthony Panza, who took over for the starter Brian Pelrine, who lasted just a third of an inning, allowing 1 run, 2 hits, 1 walk, 1 wild pitch, and no strikeouts. That is also in there for a strike, 0-2. Sean Nestor, 308. 400, 323 slash line, but comes up empty at a pitch at his eyeballs, and it is good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Sean Nestor, 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting the first baseman, number 25, Dave Hunter.
Second strikeout for Panza in his first 3 outs. Officially has 1 inning in the books tonight, and here is Dave Hunter taking on the outside corner for strike 1. Hunter, 400, 464, 560. His slash line comes up empty there, and it is 0-2 with no doubles but 2 triples and 5 ribbies. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Dave Hunter, 2 up, 2 down.
Now batting the catcher, number 40, Noah Jankowski.
Here is the catcher, Noah Jankowski. 13 games in the regular season, 189, 231, 216 to slash line with 1 double, 4 ribbies, and only 1 walk to 12 strikeouts. Foul for strike 1. A lot of cars passing by on Linfells Parkway. Who wants to play Frogger with a foul ball, huh? 0-1. Oh! Yeah, I'm fine. I just thought there should have been strike 2. We should have been 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning. Well, one going to happen with that pitch for sure. 2-1. I don't know. Maybe unless that last pitch is a strike, and then if you're Jankowski to the play, you have to protect. Anyways, 2-1. The butterfly effect. One. Into left center field and gone! Well, that swing was certainly immaculate. Noah Jankowski makes it 2-0.
Now batting the shortstop, number 19, Pat Costigan.
Jankowski with his first home run of the season, had none in the regular season. He had 3 home runs in 2021 in the regular season, 1 in the regular season last year, and that's his first career postseason home run after none in 2021 and not playing at all last year in the postseason. Lineup turns over for Costigan, who singled to begin the bottom of the first and scored the game's first run. Popped up, Foul and out of play. Costigan, 338, 453, 394 is slash line. 4 doubles, 14 ribbies. That's a lot for a leadoff man. 344 career hitter in 3 seasons with the Americans, and even better in the postseason. Two and two. In 19 postseason at-bats in 6 games, Costigan has a slash line of 632, 667, 632 with 1 RBI. So, yeah, he gets on base, and he scored 8 runs in 6 career postseason games before tonight. And those numbers are only going up tonight as he coaxes out. It was actually, that was a 3-ball pitch, and then he coaxes out the walk. So the inning continues. Boy, get through the first 2 batters on 6 strikes, but then we thought it was going to be strike 2. Ends up being a home run for Jankowski. Now Costigan is aboard, and this takes a brutal hop off the lip of the infield grass into right field. Costigan is on his way to third, and he will get there on a single by Barry.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4, Corey Bright.
So first and third, 2 out for Corey Bright. Bright with an RBI single, his first time up, bringing home the man who's currently on third, Pat Costigan. Four hits, 2 walks already for the Americans. Not done with the bottom of the second. Top of the zone for strike 1. Fouled off the dish. My God, take a chunk out of Bright's leg there, and it is 0-2. We're going to get a moment to walk it off on the home plate. Umpire dusts off the plate with Costigan at third and Barry at first. 3 straight batters have reached after the first 2 were retired on strikeouts. 3 pitches each, swinging strikeouts by Sean Nestor and Dave Hunter. Jankowski, again, the first pitch was a strike, 7 out of 9. Second pitch, I felt should have been strikes. That was a ball, and then 3-1 deep to left center field, 2-0 ball game. Americans looking to make it more, and it almost hit him in the right between the shoulder blades, and it was 1 and 2, ducked out of the way there. Barry inching off of first. 1-2 from Panza. Here it is. Grounded foul over towards the Americans' dugout. Again, the winner gets the Sabertooth Expos, the number 1 seed, Sabertooth Expos, in the best of 3 semifinals starting tomorrow night here at Morelli. While the Blue Sox and Chiefs face off in the 2-3 semifinal starting tomorrow night at Maplewood. Fouled off, and Bright able to stay alive. Still 1-2 the count. Panza comes set. Fouled off again. The Americans really have made the Mad Dogs earn it here. First and second, 2 out. First thing, it's 2 runs on, 1 out. Last inning. That's outside for ball 2. Ponza comes in, and then, you know, it's a grind for those first 2 outs, but he eventually gets out of the game with just the 1 run scored. Can you do it again here? 2-2. Fouled off again. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. The arm dangling is Ponza. Comes set. 2-2 again. Here it is. At this point, you just got to turn on the crowd mic and drink it in, man. Bright comes up empty there. Another massive strikeout for Ponza, unable to limit the damage to just the solo home run by Jankowski. We're through 2 complete, 2-0 Americans. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD or digital copy of most past LSP video broadcasts. One of several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie, the Never Concede collection, some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena on it, and perhaps in the near future, a new shirt inspired by something said by the Maddogs during the regular season. LSP37.creator-spring.com to place your order for merch. Email samfeelypvp@gmail.com. for DVDs. Milberg, do you even know what this league is, man? Like, was Ben Croteau ever your teammate? Because he's not playing in this game, even though he's plays for the Mad Dogs. Says swing and miss for strike 1 to Hector Roman Jr. Oh man. Will no one rid me of this meddlesome goalie? 1-1. I'm just kidding, Milberg. I love you. 2-1. You know, there have been a number of Lawrence Academy and other ISL and NEPSAC alumni that have come through the ISL ranks. Swing and a miss, and Roman is behind 1-2. Roman on the season slashing 324, 419, 432, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 8 ribbies. Full count. For those of you wondering what this verbal diarrhea is I'm talking about, Brandon Milberg, who's in the chat, was a goalie for the Lawrence Academy Spartans boys varsity hockey team, and of course, I call a number of LA games over the years. This is driven deep into right center field. He turned in, then turned back. Is that going to be enough? Did he come up with it? No, he did not. It lands for a double for Hector Roman. Oh, Aiden Berry took a couple steps in first. That was his first mistake.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 33, Quentin Copeland.
So leadoff double for Roman. That brings the tying run to the plate as the lineup turns over for Quentin Copeland. But yeah, Milberg, for those of you who don't, again, Lawrence Academy Spartan, do a bunch of games for them here on LSP. And Milberg was part of a couple of really, really good LA teams. And he's, what are you now, Milberg? You're entering your sophomore year at Sacred Heart? Is that what's going on? Anyways, 0-1 the count to Copeland. Ground out 3-1 to begin the ball game. It did not hit him. It does go in the dirt, but no advance by Roman, and it is ball one. Milberg also played on the LA varsity baseball team. And what was your career batting stats again, Milberg? Let the people know, please. Listen, if Mrs. Wojcik isn't going to make the chat interesting, Milberg will. Hey, Alex, how you doing? 2-1. We got an interesting game on our hands right now. That should be enough, right? What is Roman doing dancing off the second base? Fouls right back, 2-2. Jankowski going out to have a word with Nestor. Now, Copeland's got some pop in that bat. 7 doubles, 2 homers, 7 ribbies on the season. And he's got a good eye, too. He has 13 walks to 9 strikeouts in the regular season. Oh, Oswego. Okay, all right. Well, maybe he'll play against SUNY Cortland. Tell the Red Dragons I said hi. And you're just... Copeland into right center field. There's that pop I was talking about. Barry's on the run. Nice. And it is caught not by Barry, but the right fielder, Corey Bright, and he rifles it back in for out number 1.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 10, Matt Travisano.
No advance by Roman. Another good sound off the bat, but Copeland 0 for 2. It's not oppressively humid, but the air is a little wet tonight, and that could hold the balls in the ballpark to some degree. Certainly didn't hold back Jankowski's homer, though. See a little bit of haze in the reflection of the park lights here as that's fouled off for strike 1 to Matt Travisano. Yeah, 333 lifetime hitter at LA. And how many at bats? 3? Did you at least pitch, or are you just that far back on the bench for baseball? That part I don't think I ever got answered the last time we were talking about this. 0-2 to Travisano, who grounded out to first his first time up. Nestor looks at second and comes home with it. A little slow roller up the third base line, but that'll roll foul. Still 0-2. Milberg, are you just here to troll me because the Blue Jays swept the Red Sox this weekend, or this genuine? Por qué no los dos, right? 0-2 the count. Grounder to the left side, and that'll get through for a base hit. Roman's being waved around third. Here comes a throw to the plate. Cut off and mishandled by the shortstop, by the third baseman, rather. And the run will score. RBI single for Travisano. The Maddogs are on the board. It is 2-1 now. The tying run at first, the go-ahead run at the plate in the person of Derek Bauer. Who am I to talk trash, right? Better than most of us could do at any level. 2 on our score, and a lob back to first, and back safely is Travisano, who picks up the ribby. Just down away for ball one, as there appears to be some action ready to start getting warm for the Melrose Americans. Chris Mitchell is down there. Last year's ICL pitcher of the year, right? Inside corner, 1-1. Hey, everybody contributes to the team somehow, right? Grounded the other way and through for another base hit. Travisano will hold at second, but the tying run now in scoring position for the Mad Dogs.
The right fielder, number 6, Chris Afiro.
So here's Chris Afiro, who hit a comebacker for the first out of the top of the second, and now we're going to have a conference at the mound. Mentioned Chris Mitchell getting loose, but also getting loose at the same time. I saw Bobby Tramondosi down there. Not the whole infield, but first baseman. Anyways, Hunter coming in. All right, so Mike Nestor's going to stay out there. But again, you got Tramondosi, who's warming down there, who had 2 saves and in 13 2/3 innings, a 3.07 ERA this season. And also, and again, it was Chris Mitchell down there who last year was 6-1 with a .179 ERA. That's low for ball one. This game is playing out a lot differently than the play-in game last year between the Americans and the then Reading Bulldogs. And in that game, Mitchell got the win in 6 innings, allowing 1 unearned run with 5 hits, 2 walks, and 8 strikeouts. So the veteran experience going to be necessary if they decide to turn to him soon. As time is called, Afiro getting a little tired of waiting around for Mike Nestor to throw a pitch in a pivotal at-bat here in just the top of the third. 2 on our score. Mad Dogs have 1 already this inning and looking for more. Tying run at second, go ahead and run at first. Farrow fouls it off. 1-1. As I mentioned, Farrow grounded out to the pitcher, his first time up. Farrow 972 OPS this season. Takes down and in for a ball, 2-1. Against the Americans this season. Splits in just a moment. That's high for a ball, 3-1. Farrow, OPS of 708, no extra base hits, 1 run, and 3 ribbies. Performed the best actually against the Expos, 1214 OPS. 3-1 the count. Danger of loading the bases for Sam Browning, the DH, 2 up next. Ball 4. I'm as surprised as you are, folks, and the bases are indeed loaded. As Farrow picks up the walk, and Browning, who is the Mad Dogs' first base runner, is going to face a new pitcher. So the night is done for Mike Nestor, who goes 2 1/3 and is so far has so far allowed 1 run on 4 hits with 2 walks and just 1 K. It is, in fact, Bobby Tramondosi? Number 12, right? Yeah. All right. Is it 12? Or is it, yeah, it's 12. All right. He's going to give way to Bobby Tramondosi.
Now pitching for the Americans, number 12, Bobby Tramondosi.
So 2 1/3 innings for Nestor, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 walks, 1 K, and responsible for all 3 runners on base. Bobby Tramondosi will take over on the mound for the Americans. Tramondosi pitched in 12 games this season, had a 3.07 ERA, was 0-2 with 2 saves in 13 2/3 innings, out 17 hits, 14 runs, 6 of which were earned. 14 runs in 13 2/3 innings, but only 6 earned. 6 walks, 14 strikeouts, surrendered 2 home runs, hit 1 batter, and threw 1 wild pitch. That 1-hit batter, by the way, was on July 24th against the Lexington Blue Sox, in which he plunked Ernie Little with the bases loaded to bring it for a walk-off win for the Blue Sox. And that was the last Blue Sox loss. That was the first Blue Sox win of a 5-game winning streak before they lost to the Expos in the regular season finale. But that's what started the 1-5 skid to end the season for the Americans. Bases loaded with 1 out for Sam Browning, who takes on the outside corner for strike 1. Browning, again, walked his first time up. Tramondosi pitching 1 game against the Maddogs this season. It was on August 2nd, 4 nights ago. It's taken just high. Pitched 1 inning, allowed 1 hit, no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. 1-1. So Tramondosi's allowed just 6 earned runs out of 14 total. He hasn't allowed an earned run in his last 4 appearances, dating back to July 24th against the Blue Sox. An unearned run being the game winner for the Blue Sox. 2-1. Three and 1 to Browning. Between the Park League and the Intercity League over the last 5 years, Tramondosi has pitched in 36 1/3 innings, 5-0 with 3 saves again. Browning sprinting to first, thinking he got ball 4, instead it's strike 2. Last in the postseason, Tramondosi 1-0 in 8 1/3 innings in 2 games. Up the middle, it hits off of Tramondosi. He'll fire home for the force, but the throw is bobbled. And this game is tied.
Now batting the shortstop, number 9, Damian Brown.
So Kevin Burgoyne's going out there to check on Tramondosi to make sure he's okay to continue. So this shouldn't count as a mound visit. But, wow. At worst, if you're the Americans in that situation, you get the force at home. The bases are still low, but then there's 2 outs. Tramondosi reacted so quickly, found the ball so quickly too, fired home, but I guess he just spiked it a little too low, and Jankowski couldn't handle it, and that's what allowed Travisano to score from third with the force at the plate in order, and now we do it all over again, and we are back to where we started, 2-2, and here is Damian Brown, shortstop. Flew out to center his first time up. Full windup by Tramondosi, and it is outside for ball 1. What I was getting at earlier was that this game is playing out much differently than the play-in game last year between the Americans and the Maddogs. The one that I mentioned, Bulldogs rather, the one that I mentioned that Chris Mitchell won in 6 innings, allowing 1 unearned run, as this is ground to the left side and foul for strike 1. What was the final score of that game? Like 10-1, I think it was. And that was, the conclusion of a free fall by the Bulldogs in the standings that year. And it was brutal to watch. Bulldogs actually scored first that game, but then 2 in the first, 3 in the second, 2 in the fourth, and 3 in the fifth. Little blooper behind first base, and it gets down for a base hit!
Oh, no.
And now the ball was botched down the line, but no further advance by any of the runners. The Mad Dogs take the lead with a mishandled, with a misfire on a throw to get a force at the plate, and then a little Texas leaguer down the first base line. There's still only 1 out in the inning, folks. Brown, line drive of the box score, right? I don't know, man. Point is, Mad Dogs had their first lead of the night. Here is Ryan Rometta. On the outside corner, strike 1. Rometta with a single, his first time up. So Brown picks up the RBI bloop single. Bauer scores. I got a Farrow at third, Browning at second, Brown at first. Still only 1 out. And there is the call on the inside corner that I'm sure Ponzo would have liked to have on Jankowski last inning, but it is 0-2 now. Mad Dogs take the lead for the first time and now looking for more. Grounder to the left side. They'll fire home for the force they got there. To first. No, it got away. 1 run will score. First base umpire was looking for it to see if the first baseman Hunter had secured it, but it got past him.
The third baseman, number 14, Lawrence Tang.
So runners at the corners now. They get the force at the plate, 5-2. So Alfaro is out 5-2. Rometta reaches on the fielder's choice. No RBI as Browning comes around, and then Brown gets to third. So it's Brown at third, Rometta at first. Here's Tang. And that's strike 1. Tang flew out to left to end the second. 4 runs here in the top of the third as the Mad Dogs have taken the lead. Swing and a miss. 2 strikes on Lawrence Tang, the 9th man to bat in the inning for Malden. Fouled straight back. Still 0-2. That closes the book officially on Nestor. He ends up allowing 3 runs in 2 1/3 innings. E2 brings home the run scored by Browning to extend the lead to 4-2 with a runner going on the pitch, and Tang fouls it off. 4 hits, a walk, 2 fielders' choices, and an error this inning have brought home 4 runs for the Mad Dogs to take their first lead of the game. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the side is retired, but the damage has been done. Again, 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 2 left through 2.5. It is 4-2, Malden. Are you down with a sound called LSP? Then subscribe, follow, and support us on the web. Linktree, LSP37. LSP37, the handle on Facebook, YouTube, PayPal, Creator Spring, and Ko-Fi. Sure you can figure it out from there. We go to the bottom of the third. The Mad Dogs leading 4-2. The lower scoring the game, the more it favors the Mad Dogs. I mentioned the scores of the meetings between these two teams this season. Melrose scored double-figure runs in every one of their wins. Magic number, I guess, for the Mad Dogs would be 6, as their 2 wins against the Americans were 6-3 and 9-4. Scored 5 or fewer in each of their losses to the Americans. On the right part of the order, due up here for the Americans if they want to get back in it. Bottom of the third, John Jennings to lead things off. Taken for strike 1. Jennings with a walk, his first time up, but was stranded at second despite a passed ball committed by the catcher Remetta. 0-1 the count to John Jennings. Now, Ponza tried to curl it back to the outside corner, but could not. And the count will be 1-1. Jennings, Libby, and Beverly, the middle third of the order, due up here for the Americans here in the bottom of the third. The 1-1 to the designated hitter. Jennings, the other way, past the diving second baseman into right field for a base hit. Leadoff single, that's what you got to do, right? Get the leadoff man on. So much can be determined in a ball game by whether or not you get the leadoff man aboard. The Americans do that here. They did that in the first. That's what led to their first run. No problem in the second. First 2 retired on 6 pitches, 2 Ks, but then Jankowski went ranch. And now here is Libby. Struck out looking his first time up. Lines this the other way. It's caught at short. Throw back to first. And then it gets away from the first baseman. But Jennings is not going to chance it. And there is 1 out. Right on the button to Brown, but saw it very easily and tried to nab Jennings at first. Jennings not, very fleet of foot. Not like you're going to tag from first to get to second there, but even with the mishandled throw, didn't go very far anymore. No chance to get to second there anyway. So an L6, Libby is out, and here is Jack Beverly. Flew out to center's first time up to end the first. Waits on this one, lines it again, caught at third, and again, this time, the third baseman Tang will hold on to it. 2 down. Oh, couple of tough luck liners. Back-to-back for Libby and Beverly, 1 to short 1 to 3rd, you preach to hitters as they're learning baseball, and obviously these guys are adults and everything, but wait on the breaking ball and and they could hammer it. It's basically what Libby and Beverly did there, but sometimes it's in the right position if you're a defender for an easy out. It's on the outside corner for strike 1 to Sean Nestor, who struck out swinging his first time up in the second. 1-1. Fun game so far. Maddogs leading 4-2, 4 runs in the top half of this third inning to give them their first lead of the game after one the first, one the second for the Americans. But the tying run at the plate for Melrose right now, and that is ball 2, 2-1. Jennings with a small lead at first. At the knees for strike 2. 2-2. Dave Hunter on deck if we get that far. Reach for, grounder to second. First baseman's way out of position, and the inning will continue. Bauer's momentum carried him to that ball that you would think should be fielded by Travisano. And no way that Ponza was going to get to the bag in time at that point. So, infield single, and it's first and second. The inning continues after it looked like kind of a hopeless at-bat to start. It was 2-2, but the strike calls were kind of brutal, I think, in the mind of Nestor. Just reach out and put it in play. Good things can happen. And now here's Dave Hunter representing the go-ahead run. Strikeout swing his first time up in the second, and now time called here. Hunter steps back in. Jankowski, who homered, is on deck. But Hunter's got to keep this inning going first. Down and in for ball 1. For a moment, I thought Remetta was going to try and fire that ball to second, the way he was setting up his throw. First of all, it's Jennings, but nobody was there. That's on the outside corner, 1-1. Four runs, 5 hits for the Mad Dogs, 2 runs, 6 hits for the Americans. To the left side and through for a base hit. They're going to put the brakes on Jennings at third, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs for Noah Jankowski.
Now batting, the catcher, number 40, Noah Jankowski.
Henry Butterfield going out to, I believe, make a pitching change here. I believe just stuck out his arm here. Hey, can I get a lift? Well, might be lifting Ponza here. And that does appear. Oh, no. Hang on. Boy, that was the fastest mound conference I've ever seen. What did he even say? And that's it. Go get him? That can be enough sometimes, I know. Sometimes, whether or not you're a baseball player, sometimes all you need is a pick-me-up. Interesting. All right. So here we go. Jankowski, who homered his first time up. Trying to do it again there, but strike 1. A little bit too far outside to club that one in the same spot where he hit the first one. Bases full of Americans. 2 out here in the bottom of the third. Win or go home for both of these teams. Jankowski takes strike 2. No way you're good on the second pitch. Be in the same spot as the ball 1, right? Anyways, the 0-2. Here it is. No way. But because you have Jennings at third, wise to keep everyone anchored. The count will be 1-2. There's no way you're going to pinch run for John Jennings in the third unless he's hurt, or unless it was like 30-0 Americans already. You need his bat in that slot in the order. The Americans are going to keep it close the rest of the way. Right now, 1-2 count to Jankowski, the number 9 hitter. Home run his first time. Just high for ball 2. Worth noting that the only extra base hits in this game are by each team's respective number 9 hitters. Roman with a double in the third, and Jankowski with the solo shot in the second. 2-2. Fouled off. Yeah, way too late and way too far outside to get one, and even down the right field line. Come on, man. Most damage that one's going to do is to a windshield. Yeah, I know, right? 2-2. Leadoff man Costigan's due up next. Ponza comes set. The pitch. Nice. Ball 3. Start the carousel. If you're the Mad Dogs, obviously you're not going to issue a free pass here, but a walk would, not be the worst thing in the world. So what? You would still have the lead, but Costigan is obviously no easy out. But walk would, not be the worst thing in the world. Remember, it's only the third inning. We still got 4 more innings of baseball to go. All right, 3-2. Everyone, start your engines. The pitch. Swing! He did go around. He tried to hold up on a pitch up and away, but the home plate umpire rang him up, and the Americans come away empty-handed. No parting gifts for you backstage. We're through 3, 4-2 Americans. Advertising opportunities are available on LSP. Sponsor or contact results $25 a spot, whether you have a business or event to promote or want to send a message of support to a player or team. Email samfeelypbp@gmail.com for more information.
The center fielder, Hector Roman Jr.
Here is Hector Roman to lead off the top of the fourth. Led off the top of the third with a double. And came around to score the Americans' first run, the Mad Dogs, first run. One of 4 that's given them the lead through 3 innings. It's outside for ball 1. Bobby Tramondo's, he's still out there for the top of the fourth. Got the last 2 outs of the... As Roman hits this one in a right center field, and this will be not caught. A one-handed diving attempt by Barry in right center field, but it's another double for Hector Roman. Wow, started at the bottom. Now we hear, huh? Indeed.
Now batting the left fielder, number 33, Quinton Copeland.
Hector Roman with 2 doubles here from the 9 slot in the order, leading off an inning both times. And here is Copeland. 3-1 ground his first time. Fly out to right his second time. 0 for 2. Well, the Mad Dogs fans ended up pulling ahead in the Who You Got poll. They got 53% of our voters think the Mad Dogs are going to win as this ground down the third baseline. That is a foul ball. Henry Butterfield cannot believe it. The third base umpire was the one to make the call, and rather casually, too, as if he knew it was foul from the very beginning. Oh and 1 the count. And to straighten it out a bit, Quint. That's all you got to do. One and 1. Roman, he's a number 9 hitter, but he's no slouch. This is less debatably foul this time, 1 and 2. But Roman is the number 9 hitter, no slouch. 324 at the number 9 slot with 2 doubles and 1 triple and 8 ribbies. So he's got, the pop for that. 432 slugging percentage out of the number 9 slot. Nothing to sneeze at, but, he started the rally last inning. Will we see another big inning here for the Mad Dogs thanks to a leadoff double? Can Copeland trade places? Right now it's 1 and 2. And a little blooper behind third, and he did manage to catch it. Backpedaling towards the foul line. That would be a close spot there if he dropped that with it. He's been straddling the line. I think that would be a fair ball if he didn't catch it. But it was hauled in by Beverly for out number 1, and back to second goes Roman, so tough luck out there for Copeland. He's had 3 tough luck outs. Like 3 balls that, pretty good odds of being base hits, too. A 3-1 ground out leading off the ball game. I mean, Copeland's got, like I said at the top, Copeland's got speed, but not that much speed. Travisano 1 for 2 with a ground out to first and a single RBI and a run scored. 1-1 to Travisano. Talked about damage control earlier, especially as far as the Mad Dogs pitching staff were concerned. Now it's got to be the Americans. Can Tramondozi prevent this inning from getting out of hand? 1-1. Fouled off. 1 and 2. We are approaching the hour-and-a-half mark of this game. 7:58 was our first pitch. Boy, good thing we were ahead of schedule, huh? Runner goes, pitches into center field, and that will get caught in center field. Back to second. They got the double play. Massive. Was it 846 or 864? Who had the bag? Was that the second baseman? Was that Nestor on the bag for the? Yeah. All right, so 864, the double play that ends the inning. And a break there for the Americans as they hold the Mad Dogs scoreless after the leadoff double by Roman. We are through 3.5, halfway home. 4-2 Mad Dogs.
Americans, shortstop Pat Costigan.
Well, we alluded to Rob Carrillo for the Mad Dogs earlier tonight, and here he is taking the mound in relief in the bottom of the fourth. Pat Costigan, Aiden Berry, and Corey Bright, the top three hitters in the Americans order, due up here. Carrillo, 45 1/3 innings pitched this season for the Mad Dogs. Fires strike one in there. His record on the season, 3-5 with a 3.40 ERA in 45 1/3 innings. 37 hits, 35 runs, 22 of which are earned. Walked 25, struck out 48, surrendered one home run, and hit three batters. Pitched a no-hitter against the Lexington Blue Sox. A no-hitter in which the Blue Sox actually scored the first run. And it was, one of the many frustrations for the Blue Sox this season, having, one of their worst regular seasons of all time, but put it together at the end. 1-5 in a row before getting blown out by the Expos in the season finale, by which all the playoff seedings had been determined. That'll be interesting semifinals starting tomorrow night. Chiefs and the Blue Sox, familiar foes. Strike three called. Pat Costigan retired for the first time tonight, and then, of course, speaking of the Expos, they get the winner of this game starting tomorrow night here at Morelli. Can get tough when, three teams in the ICL all call Maplewood home. The Mad Dogs, the Expos, and the Chiefs. One up, one down. Here's Aiden Berry. Ball one. Game was on June 27th. It was actually Carrillo's first win of the season. It was actually the Mad Dogs' first win of the season. They're starting the year 0-10. The Mad Dogs no-hit the Blue Sox. Rob Carrillo no-hit the Blue Sox to the tune of no hits, one earned run, however, 2 walks and 6 Ks, and 2 hit batters over the course of 7 innings. And this will go foul. Can't knock the hustle. Trying to reach over the fence to get the out. Barry 1 for 2, fly to left, single to his credit. 1-2 the count to Barry. Down away to even the count at 2. Carrillo's last start was against these Americans on July 25th. Took the loss in 3 1/3 innings, allowing 8 hits, 10 runs, 6 earned, walked 2, struck out 4, surrendered 1 home run. The only home run he surrendered this season. The count is now full, though, to Barry. Carrillo's faced the Americans 3 times this season, 1-2 with a 5.78 ERA in 13 1/3 innings. Just a bit too far out in front of that one. And remains a full count. Oh, right size, wrong shape. Whoofa. Still a full count with Bright to follow if anyone gets on Jennings. Americans loaded the bases with 3 singles last inning, but could not score, and there is strike 3 called again.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4, Corey Bright.
2 up, 2 down, and here is Bright. RBI single in the bottom of the first, and the strikeout swinging in the second. Oh, did that hit him? No. Came close, but it is ball 1. Never know sometimes, depending on your angle. If it's a hit by pitch, the This is ground to the left side. Diving stop. Oh, and a stumble by Brown. Not in time. Inning is still alive as Bright picks up his second hit of the ball game. You can't put you can't hang an E6 on Brown on that play if it's, the turf, the grass, whatever, the playing surface. And Henry Butterfield going out to make sure that everyone's okay there, especially Damian Brown, and he waves them off. So, tying around the plate in the person of John Jennings, walking a single to his credit so far, and that's on the outside corner for strike one. Now the Mad Dogs, they may be 8-17. They started the season 0-10, but there aren't very many easy outs in their lineup at all. This is grounded slowly to the left side, scooped up at third, fire on to first, a low throw, and he's got it for the out that retires the side. Lawrence Tang. I didn't know if he had enough on that throw even to get Jennings, but he's able to nail him, and we are through 4 complete. Still 4-2. Mad Dogs. It did look like that throw was a little low, and Derek Bauer bailing him out. LSP is the live event specialist. Ask us about streaming, taping, or announcing your next sports game, gaming tournament, wedding, concert, recital, play, meeting, or other event. Rates start just $150, or find us on Thumbtack for information on our services outside the world of sports and live events, including pet sitting and walking, delivery, computer lessons, whatever we come up with on a given day. SamFeelyPBP@gmail.com for more information. Again, find us on Thumbtack, too.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 2, Derek Bauer.
Derek Bauer to lead things off here in the top of the 5th. As Tramondosi and Bauer to right field. Don't think he got enough of it. Hauled in for out number 1. Bauer, well, that is a power outage for Bauer, unfortunately. He thought he got it, but again, you got to hit it real hard when it's, a humid night to cut through the thickness of the air. Really takes a bomb like Jankowski's to pull that one off. As Bauer's now 1 for 3. Singling and scoring back in the 3rd. Farrow 0 for 1 with a ground out to the pitcher and a walk. That's in there for a strike. Get the line on Anthony Ponza. And as soon as we can, that's foul tip into the mitt of Jankowski for strike 2, 1-2. Went around, strike 3 called. 2 up, 2 down. And here's the DH, Sam Browning. Walked in the 2nd, reached on a fielder's choice that brought home Travisano with the tying run. last time. So 0 for 1 is Browning. Fouled off. 1-1 to Browning, the DH for the Mad Dogs. Anthony Ponza goes 2 2/3. That was 1 run on 5 hits with 1 walk and 5 Ks. But the opportunities the Americans had against him. That's in there for strike 2. 1-2 with the shortstop Damian Brown. Due up next. Down away. 2 even the count at 2. Two and two, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Just missed the top of the zone, full count. So far for the Mad Dogs, everyone has reached it except Copeland and Tang. And he's able to hold up for ball 4, and the inning continues. Second walk, drawn by Browning.
Number 9, Damian Brown.
For the Americans, everyone has reached except Libby and Beverly. And they are the first 2 due up in the bottom half of this inning. Brown's 1 for 2 with a fly out to center and an RBI single. Fouls that one straight back for strike 1. His single actually... do I have this right? Let me just make sure I got the math wrong. Did have an RBI single. I was thinking of the fielder's choice that Rometta grounded into. Brown down the left field line into the corner, but it's gonna hook foul. Boy, seen a number of players for both teams come just short in one direction or another of ranching one. I mean, not just, well, actually, in like any direction you can think of, whether being a little too early, a little too late, or getting just a bit too underneath it. 2 strikes to Brown. Up and away for a ball. Browning at first. He has reached base 3 times tonight, twice on a walk, once on a fielder's choice, and scored a run. Did he get it this time? No, I don't think so. No way. Wait. Wait. What? What? Are you serious? Wow. Wait. Hang on. What's going on? That was like the latest home run call I've ever seen. I thought that was a foul ball. And then Brown started to circle the bases. And now they just called foul again. Kevin Burgoyne came out of the dugout ready to absolutely decapitate someone if that was ruled a home run. And called off immediately after. Oh, the drama. After all that, 4-2 still after 4.5. That was wild. The LSP store is now open. Get yourself a DVD or digital copy of most past LSP video broadcasts. We have several different designs of stickers or shirts, including the LSP hoodie, the Never Concede collection, some stuff with my dog, Tina the Long Arena, on it, or maybe something commemorating that raspberry I just blew after that anticlimactic end to the inning. LSP37.creator-spring.com to place order for merch. Email samfeelypbp@gmail.com for DVDs. Wow. Like, sometimes a crazy game will break your brain as a commentator, as Sam Finn can certainly attest. But sometimes stuff that's as anticlimactic as the way Damian Brown's at-bat played out. Here's a broken bat looper. Damian Brown is at the center of the storm tonight. 1 up, 1 down, as Libby is retired, and he is 0 for 3. He is now lined out to Brown twice in a row. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Now here is Jack Beverly, who takes upstairs for ball 1. Up and in, 2-0. Beverly 0 for 2 with a fly out to center, line out to third. Those two back-to-back tough luck liners. After Jennings had singled to begin the inning, Jennings able to avoid getting doubled up on both of them, but then Nestor and Hunter singled to load the bases, and Giancassi couldn't repeat his magic. 3-1. 3-1. And we got, remember, it's still only a 4-2 ball game. Maddogs have threatened to extend the lead. That's swung on and missed, and the count is full. So, as far as the Americans are concerned, remember, you got home field advantage here. Just got to have the next, just have the mentality of get on base and keep the line moving, because that tying run is in the on-deck circle for now. It's not going to be the tying run if he never gets on base. That's down the right field line going into the corner, and that will be a foul ball. Very close to the line, but ended up dropping and then rolling over to the fence. Well, Farrell kind of gave up on it at the very last minute. And that was, I mean, it was the right call to call it foul, but it was very close. And if you're just going to let that drop there, you're looking at Beverly maybe on second. So 3-2 once again. There's been a lot of long at-bats tonight. That's why we're about to hit the 2-hour mark, and we're only in the bottom of the 5th. 4-run third for the Mad Dogs, the difference right now. 3-2. Upstairs for ball 4, and the tying run comes to the plate.
Now batting the second baseman, number 9, Sean Nestor.
Nestor is 1 for 2. With a strikeout swinging in the second and a single in the third. Rob Carrillo, who again threw 45 to third innings this season for the Malden Maddogs, the third pitcher of the evening for the visitors after the starter, Brian Pellrine, lasted only a third of an inning, allowing 1 run on 2 hits with 1 walk. Anthony Ponzo is currently in line for the win and went the next 2 2/3, and now it's been Carrillo in the 4th and now the 5th as he gets a call there on the outside corner. 1-1. Carrillo was second in the ICL this season innings pitched behind Nick Johnson of the Expos. As it's grounded, Carrillo's got it. A sidewinder throw to second for 1 on to first for the double play. 1-6-3. And once again, the Americans turned away. Boy, that throw to the shortstop Brown coming over. That's a throw you make as like a sidewinder pitcher. That's not like, your typical throw to second as a fielder. I don't know if they teach you to throw like that during PFP, but it worked out for Carrillo, and the Mad Dogs just need 6 more outs here to advance to the semifinals as we go to the top of the 6th, 4-2 Malden. Are you down with the sound called LSP? Brandon Milberg sure is. Subscribe, follow, and support us on the web. LSP37 on Linktree, Facebook, YouTube, PayPal, Creator Spring, and Ko-Fi. Dubstep is just, repurposed dial-up sounds. Go to the top of the 6th, Ryan Rometta to lead things off for the Mad Dogs. He flares this one down the right field line. Foul. Anthony Perry from the Andre Chase is joining us here in the booth, taking in the game. Not a far drive for you, right?
No, not at all, Sam. Thanks for having me in the booth.
Hang on. I think I just realized I might have one second. Ball 1. Sorry, just making sure we got you. Yeah, that would do it. Yeah. All right, go ahead, Anthony. But yes.
I was gonna say you're already trying to silence me. I just walked in the door.
I thought this was working properly. I don't know, but I haven't had a color commentator for a while. Rometta 1 for 2, single and fielder's choice. Reach on that fielder's choice as popped up foul over to the third base dugout, and it's gonna land out of play. Reach on that fielder's choice that brought home the 4th run of the ball game. Error by the catcher, Jankowski. So I think Jankowski and Brown the center of the storm tonight, it seems. But yeah, Anthony. So it's the Blue Sox and the Chiefs tonight. So obviously, you're not worried about the winner of this game tomorrow. That would be the Expos. But always gotta get a bird's eye view of the competition, right?
Yeah, I mean, we get good amateur baseball down the street from your house. It's tough not to come down and show up, especially two teams that, obviously we played 5 times against each all year, so you get to know the guys a little bit. And, also being the associate AD at Fisher, we got some Fisher guys here on both sides, so it's good to come support the current guys with the alumni. Including Hector Ramon.
Yep. 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. 2 for Hector as Lawrence Tang takes ball 1 with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Jordan Gottesman, the new pitcher, by the way, for the Melrose Americans. It's on the outside corner, 1-1. Tang 0 for 2 with a fly out to left and a strikeout. Even though I was mentioning earlier, Anthony, like even though the Mad Dogs are 8-17, they don't have an easy out in their lineup at all.
No, they're just a good bunch of scrappy dogs.
I mean,
not to play on their
no. I mean, they quite literally have that dog in them, right?
Yeah. They battle, but it's the Inner City League. Like, there's no easy team. It doesn't matter if you're the 1 seed or you're the 5 seed. You get an invitation to the dance.
Yeah,
you earned it.
I mean, go back to 2017. The Reading Bulldogs, were they the 6th seed when they made it to the finals? Swing and a miss, or they were on the outside corner for strike 1. Kind of a nice strike zone tonight if you're a pitcher. At least it was after what I thought should have been strike 2 on Jankowski his first time up, right?
Oh, your little mini heart attack you had there?
No, that wasn't really a mini heart attack. It was like trying to process. That's right on the black, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you got Richie Cabral behind the plate, and Richie's one of the better umpires, or if not one of the best umpires in the area. So I'm glad he's behind the plate for this game. And the other 2 guys, Jimmy Byrne down at first base and Mike Munchmore down at third. It's a solid umpiring crew. So hats off to Cacciatore for making sure he's got his best guys out here for this game.
Grounder to the right side. Oh, a brutal kick off the second baseman, and no chance to get Ramon at that point. And what I tend to say is you can't fault the playing surface if you're gonna when it comes to scoring, whether it's a hit or an error. But it's like one of those brutal hops that took away a no hitter from Dave Stieb one time.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless, Ramon reaches. And here is Copeland, who has been uncharacteristically silent out of the leadoff spot tonight. Great leadoff hitter for the Mad Dogs, and we'll see if he can keep the inning alive here. So 0 for 3 with a 3-1 ground out, fly out to right, and a pop up to third.
Yeah, all it takes is one mistake, and Q will capitalize on it.
Well, here he goes into left field. Backhand. He caught it against the fence. Ian Libby crashes into it. It wasn't going to get out. The question was it going to land? And with Ramon's speed, that is an easy run. And maybe a triple, at least a double, certainly for Copeland, but a tough way to get a hit and a run taken away from the Mad Dogs. Hey, the Americans are responding just the way they have to, right? Just the offense hasn't put it together when they've had, the tying run at the plate every inning, literally, since the Mad Dogs took the lead.
Yeah, as the saying goes, once you get to playoff baseball, it's good pitching, good defense, and timely hitting. And unfortunately for Melrose, they just haven't had that hit when they needed it. And on the flip side, Malden, they got that break with that ball right off of Trey Mendoza's foot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you almost saw another break there, which should have been a routine ground ball, ended the inning, but kept the inning alive for one more batter, and the high drama continues here. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's going to be 8-9-1 due up for the Americans. Hunter, Jankowski, and Costigan. First, we'll let you know that advertising opportunities are available here on LSP. Get your company's message on air for as little as $25 a spot, or if you're a fan or a family member of a player or team, you can buy a spot to offer a message of support for your favorite player or team. Email samfeelypbp@gmail.com for more information. So not the 7th inning just yet. Got a little bit too far ahead of myself, but it has been a pretty long. It's been a longer game than a lot of the games we've been used to this year. Good thing we got started a little bit ahead of time, huh?
So that $25 spot that goes to my appearance day, right?
I don't have anyone buying ads right now, my man. Believe me, if I did, I wouldn't have to do this maybe so much.
Oh, that's a lie. You like it.
Oh, I absolutely do, but I also like, not being homeless.
That's also true.
Swing and a miss for strike one to Dave Hunter. 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a single. Boy. Broken bat flare. A lot of broken bat flares tonight.
The one thing I know is unconventional what Butterfield did with starting Pellrine as an opener, so to speak. But both him and Kevin have done a good job managing this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far as going right to the bullpen, going right to their arms right away, not looking ahead to tomorrow, should I say?
Yeah, absolutely. Because there might not be a tomorrow
right.
as for either team. Someone's going home tonight. You can't take any chances. If you use up a lot of arms, you might lose game one tomorrow. But will we even get game ones tomorrow because of the forecast? So Carrillo humping away for ball one. So with the forecast, you can afford to be a little more aggressive with your pitching changes, knowing that there's rain in the forecast both tomorrow and Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, especially for these guys, coming back here tomorrow to play game one against the Expos, old reliable, which I call Maplewood, that place will be ready for game one of our series with the Blue Sox.
Yeah, I mean,
just no matter what the weather is.
Yeah, but then again, it's
not conducive for you behind the plate.
No, absolutely not.
Coverage.
I messaged Teddy the other night. He's like, hey, any chance y'all can play your home game somewhere else next year? I am tired of the commute to Maplewood. Oh man, if only every team were so lucky as to play their home games in a field as nice as Morelli with these bleachers and this press box and everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, Morelli's a beautiful setup, and what year is this in a row that Morelli's hosting the finals? It's 7th or something like that.
Swing and a miss by Hunter for out number 1. I mean, since 15, right? Or 14.
Has it been that long?
No,
yeah,
15. I think it's 15. So it would be 8 years in a row. Obviously with COVID in between, but the 8th consecutive championship series to be hosted here at Morelli, and why wouldn't you? Honestly,
yeah, it's a natural surface, good atmosphere,
great setup for fans and broadcasters alike. That's up and away for ball one to Jankowski. Oh, man, chance he had in the bottom of the third after the Maddogs just taken the 4-2 lead. He had the bases loaded in front of him and couldn't hold up on a pitch that was definitely up and away and got rung up. So
yeah, I thought he was going to ambush that first fastball from Panza in that at-bat, which he ended up taking down the middle for a strike.
I thought they were going to pull him. They were going to pull Panza, with the lefty-righty thing going. Well, here's a slow roller to third. Tangs got it in time.
Don't let those Mad Dogs get hot.
Nope, absolutely not. It really is, amazing how the Mad Dogs have started the season 0-10, get their first win by no-hitting the Blue Sox. And, that was the catalyst to, 8-7, over your last 15, what's there to brag about? Well, they put it together when the teams when the Bulldogs and when the Bulldogs couldn't, got hot at the right time. That's really what the postseason is all about. It's not always, who is the best team. It's who's peaking at the right time. I always go back to the 2008 Super Bowl, the Patriots peaked too early, the Giants didn't.
No, we don't talk about that.
Dude, I'm a Patriots fan. I have to cope. Cope with this home run.
Oh.
Pat Costigan makes it a one-run ball game.
Oh, okay, Costigan. I see you.
Costigan's now 2 for 3.
He's a good ball player.
He scored 2 of the Americans' 3 runs. And now the tying run is at the plate. And, you know, even if you don't get another run here, it just makes the job that much easier in the bottom half of the 7th if it gets to that point. But obviously the Americans would love to take the lead here. Carrillo, 45 and a third innings, as I mentioned, the season second most in the ICL. Barry, 1 for 3. Down and in for ball 1.
Yeah, this is not only a big at-bat of the ball game, but just in general. I mean, the last time I saw these two teams match up, Barry hit one off of the U-Haul building at Maplewood off Carrillo.
That's a long way.
That is a long way.
Like the last game 2-1. Jake Elberry hit a home run in that direction against the Expos this season at Maplewood, but didn't get nearly that close. Grounder foul, and it's 2-2. In the top of the 7th, the Maddogs are going to have Travisano, Bauer, and Offero due up. So, you know, good portion of the lineup to have coming up if you want to try and pad this lead again. But Carrillo right now needs to get out of this inning with said lead still intact.
I mean, if you're the Maddogs, you have your guy on the mound right now to finish this game. That's, you know, you're going to win or die with Carrillo.
Full count now to Barry with Bright due up next. Taken for strike 3 down the pipe.
Ooh.
Okay. Boy, you don't want, like, it's hard enough to get rung out for strike 3 to end the inning, but down the pipe.
Yeah, I don't know what Barry was looking for there, but
I don't know. I mean, like,
hey,
you don't want to assume he's gonna put you on, especially with Bright and Jennings behind you. So we are through 6 complete. 4-3 Mad Dogs. It's gonna go down to the wire to determine who is gonna face the Expos in the semifinals.
you got Nick Colucci on the mound here. For
Nick Colucci,
their setup guy.
Mm-hmm. So 2 1/3 from Mike Nestor, 2 2/3 from Tramondosi, 1 from Gottesman, and now Nick Colucci will try to keep the Mad Dogs within reach of his Americans against the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Travisano, Bauer, and Offero. Colucci has pitched in 13 games this season. 1-2 with 1 save and a 3.91 ERA. In 19 2/3 innings, he's allowed 14 hits, 11 runs, 16 walks, 27 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 home run, 3 hit batsmen, and 1 wild pitch. Pitched in 3 games against the Mad Dogs this season, no decisions, and a 3.23 ERA in 4 1/3 innings, allowing 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and 8 strikeouts, while also hitting 2 batters. Now, he wouldn't want it any other way. Certainly a lot more drama than the play-in game last year between the Americans and the Bulldogs, huh?
Yeah. I mean, but again, what a great way to start the playoff season here for the ICL, and a good way to showcase our league.
Mm-hmm.
When you have the 4 or 5 teams going down in a 1-run game, with the opportunity to advance. And this is why at the beginning of the year, the playoffs were set up like this with a 6-team league.
Matt Travisano lead things off here in the top of the 7th. He is 1 for 3, grounded to first in the first. RBI single, run scored in the third. That's on the outside corner for strike 1. And then hit into an inning-ending 8-6-4 double play Roman doubled to lead off that inning. After the pop-up by Copeland to third, Travisano hit a fly ball to center, caught, and then doubled off Roman at second. Against Travisano, Bauer, and Offero due up here in the top of the seventh. Americans finally getting back on the board thanks to a solo home run by Pat Costigan in the bottom of the sixth, but still trailing at home 4-3. Winner of this game to face the Expos in the semifinals starting tomorrow night. Lined and a nice scoop at short on to first, one down. Just a quick hop.
Costigan, so smooth.
Oh, yeah, Costigan with a quick scoop after the liner dropped at the last moment, able to snag it in his glove and fire on to first for a big out number one here on the top of the seventh. Here is Bauer. 1 for 3, struck out swinging in the first, singled and scored in the third, and flew out to right in the fifth. Strike one.
I mean, I have to say, Costigan's going to be one of the top shortstops in the league. Just all around, can hit, can field, run the base as well.
And we just saw a slug there, too. Going back to Costigan's numbers, he had 24 hits, but only 4 doubles and no other extra base hits. But 14 RBIs and 14 walks to 9 strikeouts in the regular season.
Yeah, it's a good leadoff hitter. Gets on base, makes stuff happen, creates chaos, and helps the guys behind him.
Bauer is retired on strikes for the second time. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the seventh, and here is Offero. Ground out. A comebacker in the second. Walk in the third, and a strikeout in the fifth.
We've got some action in the Maddogs bullpen down there.
Just missed for a ball one. In the bottom of the seventh, the Americans are going to have 3, 4, and 5 due up. Bright, Jennings, and Libby. So the right guys come into the play at the right times for both teams here down the stretch, but haven't seen a whole lot of conversion on those clutch opportunities apart from, the first couple of innings. We've only had 1 run since the top of the third, and that was the solo home run by Costigan just now. One and 2. Tim Lynch, you are really invested in this, aren't you? I don't blame you. More baseball the rest of the season if the Americans win. I get it. The Expos bring in for their home games of this series? They don't have a PA guy for. Well, nobody has a PA guy at Maplewood.
Nope.
You have to bring in a portable system. We had a portable setup at LHS, but the speakers died. We just never bothered to replace them. So that's why we don't even have a pregame music anymore.
That wasn't the Blue Sox budget?
I mean, I don't know if those were necessarily Rick's speakers or if they belong to the LHS.
The high school? Oh, okay.
I don't know. Anything with the Blue Sox name on it is obviously all Rick, but other stuff, shared by them and Babe Ruth and LHS and everything. Now we got a 2-out walk. I might just buy a portable setup myself so I can use it at other events too. I don't know.
There you go. You guys start doing weddings now? Start being a DJ at weddings?
Me? No. I mean, I'll tape weddings, but for other games or whatever where there isn't already a PA system. Just
I can see you spinning the ones and twos. Getting all the.
How much time do you have?
Getting all the
into center field, and this will hang up, and it'll be caught by Barry. Going back, Barry, he took a couple steps in on Roman's first double. That was the mistake that got him. I don't know. If he goes back, if he gets the right break on it initially, he at least has a chance.
Yeah,
but. Closed in on it faster than I thought he would after he initially came in. So But anyways, till I collapse playing here in the loudspeakers at Morelli, as we go to the bottom of the 7th, the Americans are going to try and keep playing until they collapse. And is that still Rob Carrillo out there? It
Yes,
is. So Ponce's in line for the win right now. Carrillo, do you got to save? Can you go 4 innings for a save? I feel like you should, right? I never found out there were conflicting decisions on whether Madison Bumgarner should have gotten a win or a save in Game 7 of the 14 World Series, though.
Yeah, I mean
back then, that was 9 years ago. But like, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well,
wait, hang on a second.
Malden still has to win first.
Yeah, hang on a second.
Right? They still have to get these 3 outs.
Oh yeah, they have to get these 3 outs.
Right? And it's not going to be an easy 3 outs with that part of the order coming up.
Absolutely not.
We can decipher scoring decisions once it happens, but yeah.
I'm not even the official scorer for this game, but I want to keep people informed.
Yep. I mean, the rule is, obviously it's a safe situation if you come in with.
With a 2-run lead, yeah.
With a lead of 3 or less.
Or 3 innings, because we
know.
know.
But if it's 3 or more, if it's 4 or more, and you pitch 3 innings, then without giving up a run, then it's considered a save opportunity.
It was a 2-run game when he came in, and he's pitched 4 innings. So anyways, here we go. Bottom of the 7th, American season down to these final 3 outs. To start with the right fielder, Corey Bright, who is 2 for 3 with 2 singles, including an RBI back in the first and a strikeout swinging. Carrillo delivers into center field, and 1 pitch, 1 out.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 34, John Jennings.
John Jennings, the best power hitters in Americans history. 1 for 3, a walk, 1 for 2 rather, a walk, a single, and a ground out to third. Carrillo looking to put the finishing touches on a elimination game win. That would send the Maddogs to the semifinals against the number 1 seed Expos, the only team to win 20 games in the ICL this season. Strike 1 on the outside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, and the Tooths had a good year. Taking in those guys from the Park League, Stoneham Sabres, and mixing with their veteran crew from the championship
Check
team
swing
last
will
year.
appeal. No, 2-1.
Yeah, so congratulations to Brandon Anderson and Angelo Colucci on securing that 1 seed and going 20-5 and setting things up for what they hope to be as a repeat and what the rest of us hope to spoil.
And the Expos program as a whole, and the Yawkey and the CABL as well. Oh, a little slow cut. Oh, no. A reprieve there as it's a foul ball. That's not the way you want to be down to your final out if that was a fair ball. It was off of him in the box. So.
Yeah, Richie Cabral right on top of it.
So 2-2 the count with 1 out. Nick Johnson going to be the presumptive ICL pitcher of the year. Almost 2 strikeouts an inning this season.
Yeah, but I would think it's between Juan Parra and Mazzoni for MVP.
Oh, 3-2.
Oh, Richie.
Juan Parra, Andrew Mazzoni, but even Juan Parra's teammate, Teddy Juba, who, gets on base more than half the time.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with, obviously I'm going to be a little biased with my Chiefs.
Of course
with
you are, but,
guys.
Julian Alvarez, don't discount, the
you
season
can't sleep
he
on
had.
Julian. You can't. You never sleep on him. I've seen him hit a couple of baseballs off of us this year that don't deserve to.
He passed
Passed
a bunch of records held by Dan Graham this season. Like when you're above Dan Graham in the Blue Sox record book, you were special.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't think they were going to pinch run for Jennings in the third, but they are going to pinch run for him now with the game on the line.
Pinch running for John Jennings, number 6, Eric Paradis.
Here we go. Getting crunch time.
Eric Paradis, pinch run at first for John Jennings. It's a DH slot, remember. So Jennings picks up his second walk. And that's outside for ball one to Ian Libby, trying to race his 0 for 3. Strikeout looking in the first, and back-to-back lineouts to short.
Yep, that's off.
2-0. Now, Paradis has not attempted a stolen base this season. In fact, only played 9 games, was 2 for 16 with no extra base hits and a run scored. But you need some extra jets on the bases representing the time.
Dave Roberts out there.
Nah. Down the first base line and foul. Farrell was playing it pretty well, though, so he would have got, I don't think he was going to necessarily get past me. He would have caught up to it pretty quickly. I don't think you're going to get Paradis to score on that ball, but he was crashing towards the line. And wow. Paradis off of first. Carrillo delivers. Fouled off, 2-2. We saw the same kind of thing with Brown's at bat earlier. Ended in one of the most anticlimactic strikeouts.
Well, it was a little bit climactic there with that.
Go.
Nearly hit him, and up to second goes Paradis. Just, just the whole thing with him, the whole thing, coming close, twice, and then into the corner, and then just went out with a whimper there with that strikeout, did Brown, to end the
but
top
I was saying
of
it's
it.
a little eventful with the home run, not a home run. Do I run the bases?
I know that. That was the thing that messed me up. Like that was, from my angle, that was pretty obviously foul. That I thought they almost gave it the home run, and Kevin Burgoyne might have,
he wouldn't still be with us.
No, him and somebody else. Probably.
I put my money on Tommy O'Connor.
That's a fair ball down the line. Paradis is coming home to tie the game.
Wow, what a break for Melrose right there. The ball hit the base coming down the line, kicked past Bowers right. Unlucky if you're a fan of the Mad Dogs right now. Wow.
Now batting the third baseman, number 11, Jack Beverly.
Libby breaks out of the rut in the most clutch way possible. Game tying RBI single. Oh boy, it's just.
You ready for extras?
I
know they don't pay you extra, but
I know, but more baseball is best baseball. Here's Beverly, 0 for 2 with a walk, trying to end this one with that swing, but certainly not in that spot. 0-1. So Libby comes through with the RBI. Paradis scores. 1-1. Mentioned Bev's 0 for 2. Fly to center, line out to third, and a walk. Two and one. You want to put on the blue, Tim? I mean, yeah, it was a ball, but oh boy. Carrillo comes set. On the outside corner, 2-2. Sean Nestor is due up next. A walk, a wild pitch, and then a single off the first base bag have tied this game for the Americans to keep their season alive. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Beverly's now 0 for 3. And here's Sean Nestor. Struck out swinging in the second. Singled in the third, and then grounded into an inning-ending 1-6-3 double play in the fifth. When Carrillo kind of did like the sidewinder pitching motion for the throw to second, as that's fouled off for strike 1. So bonus baseball a possibility here in a winner-go-home matchup. Grounded up the middle, fielded it short, and Brown just take it to the bag himself. For the out that retires the side, we got bonus baseball. Americans tie it, 1 run, 1 hit, 1 left. 4-4. Going anywhere? Not anymore.
Yeah, it's funny to think about how small of it's a game of inches, so they speak. Copeland's ball there, and I think it was the 4th inning that was called foul. That looked like from our vantage point, where obviously in Europe it looked like it went over the base. But obviously it didn't touch the base, so it was ruled foul, and that one kicks the base and stays fair. It allows the tying run to score. It's really crazy how this game plays out.
Yeah, and remember, Roman was on second at that point. Yep. That's ruled fair. Roman scores. It's 5-2, and this game is probably over at that point.
Yeah.
But
no, here we are.
Yeah, here we are, top of the 8th. We play on. No ghost runner here, folks. It's gonna be a winner. Question is, what's gonna happen before or after the sprinklers come on? Oh man, 8 years ago, that was probably the wildest and greatest game I had called in any league, in any sport. That Game 3 of the ICL Championship Series. Rick DeAngelis and Jeff Vigers both got tossed after the Chiefs took the lead, stormed back to take the lead. Well, it seemed like an insurmountable lead, and then Mike Hart, it was a heavyweight. Chuck Andre said after the game, it was like a heavyweight. It was a heavyweight title fight with both teams, trading blows, and then the littlest blow of them all, Josue Feliciano with the suicide squeeze.
Shocker.
Get you someone who loves you as much as Sway loves bunting, right? All right, here we go to the top of the 8th, extra innings, bonus baseball, elimination game here in the ICL playoffs. Sam Feely alongside Anthony Perry. And here is Sam Browning to lead things off. 0 for 1, 2 walks, a fielder's choice, and a run scored. Skies this one foul the other way and out of play for strike 1. We were talking about, award candidates in the ICL, and Nick John's probably obviously going to win top pitcher, but, 2 favorites for MVP, Parra and Mazzoni. I mean, it's great to see Mazzoni have that great year after, he was shelved for most of last year.
Yeah, well, hard work. I mean, he was here tonight. He was out in the cage out there in right center, getting his hacks in, getting ready for tomorrow. And he's put in a lot of hard work, and he's going out to Claremont for his Masters and play his final year of college baseball. And it's really good to see good kids like that who work hard, who do the right thing.
Is Claremont in California?
Yep.
All right. We'll see if the Expos can send him off with a ring. I mean,
a second one.
A second one, yeah.
Because if I didn't say that, both Paulino and Oliveira would be all over me.
Oh, yeah. Into left center field. Leadoff man aboard here at Extras for the Mad Dogs.
Now batting, the catcher, number 8, Ryan
And actually, the Expos won the ICL last year without without Mazzoni, and this year they haven't had Giannis Quezada's services for a good portion of the year either, and he was such a crucial part of the offense the last couple of years for them too.
Yeah, Giannis. I don't count the Expos out for anything. I mean, they handed us some
grounded
some
to
pretty bad
first
losses.
to second for one, return throw, safe.
Now batting the third baseman, number 14, Lawrence Tang.
And I misspoke. That was actually Ryan Remetta. That was Damian Brown with the leadoff single, not Browning. And then Remetta reaches on the fielder's choice after Brown is retired. So runner at first, one out. Still Colucci out there?
Mm-hmm.
Fouled off for strike one. Tang called him an on-base machine earlier, and certainly gets on base a lot more than your typical number 8 hitter. Over a 400 OBP this season, but 0 for 3 tonight with 2 Ks and hoping to avoid the hat trick here. He's behind 0-1 with the go-ahead run at first. 0-2. But Roman is due up next. 3 for 3.
That's the guy you want out right now if you're the Maddogs with a runner in scoring position.
How many teams can say they want their number 9 hitter up in a clutch situation, right?
Yeah, well, Roman's been I think last year he was their leadoff hitter for the most part.
Into right center field. Oh, is that going to get down? It is.
Get going.
Remetta's on his way to third, and he will get there safely.
Ooh.
And remember, that's a catcher going first to third on a blooper to center. Not a whole lot of catchers can do that.
Now batting the center fielder, number 50, Hector Roman Jr.
So here we go. Here's your boy.
Do we see a Feliciano squeeze that you're just talking about right here?
I mean, we might.
I mean,
He's got the. Remember, there's only one out. He's certainly got the speed to beat it out. I just don't know how much the fact that you have Remetta being the runner at third, if that changes anything in your game plan.
Well, he just went first and third, so.
Yeah, well.
Barely, but.
Julian Alvarez, made a mad dash for home for the championship winning run 2 years ago. It hit him.
That's not the worst thing right now for Melrose.
No, certainly not.
But I don't know. You got Copeland coming up right now who's due.
More than due. 0 for 4.
I mean, this could be a 4-run game right here, or it could be a double play. That's just, with Quentin, that's the type of batter they presents at the plate.
And I mean, just think how huge it is, though, that even though with Brown's leadoff single, they got him for the first out of that would-be 3-6-3.
Mm-hmm. Interesting decision here, playing the infield in.
I don't blame him.
Out. Well, you got one out. It's not the double play.
Well, yeah, but if you at the very least get the force at home, right? We saw that once earlier. But then on that same play, Jankowski tried to complete the double play at first, and that's what brought in another run.
Yeah.
Because they got Alfaro at home, but then.
Wow.
Maddogs take the lead on a hit by pitch. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Now batting the second baseman, number 10, Matt Travisani.
So let me just back up. Since I have come back here, I've seen the EI Braves score the eventual Park League championship winning run on a bases loaded hit by pitch. I've seen the Blue Sox win a game on a walk-off bases loaded hit by pitch. And now the Mad Dogs take the lead in extras in an elimination game on a bases loaded hit by pitch.
So I should go to Bovada and put some money next time the bases are loaded with you around.
Dude, you don't have to go to Bovada. It's legal in the state now.
Yeah, but there's no ICL lines.
Are you telling? First of all, young man,
Young man, I'm old. I'm 38. Watch yourself.
Wait, I'm sorry. You're only 3 years older than me? Wow, now I feel even older. I feel old enough
know,
that Karras
I
is a year younger than me.
I look 25, but I play 45.
I look 75, man. 5-4. Well, Copeland was due, right?
Yep.
Gets on base, gets an RBI, take
That's
what you
it,
can get,
got it.
right? Strike one.
Right guy, right spot, left tricep.
Strike one to Travisano, 1 for 4. Oh, and 2. Did you see? You see, it's like part of the investigation into Iowa and Iowa State athletes betting on sports. Like there's a walk-on kicker for Iowa who bet the under on the Cyhawk game, but bet the under like 170 times.
I mean,
Eddie was underage. Eddie was using his mom's name on the account.
At least he's smart enough to use his own name.
Dude, like,
Give him credit.
listen.
But-
I get that
when you
betting.
but when you legalize gambling and you legalize it in the form that you can with mobile apps and everything else, like
Yeah, no.
that's where you're gonna. Get.
No, I get it. But listen, I understand that betting the under on the Cyhawk game is free money and not gambling. But like betting 170 times with the same outcome will set off red flags no matter who you are.
Oh yeah.
1 and 2 the count. Travisano.
Eventually, all the good schemes get caught.
Yeah.
That Arizona State scandal in the 90s, and you got Henry Hill with the BC back in the 80s.
The Alabama baseball coach getting nicked.
Mm-hmm. That was just a weird one. Oof.
Fouled off. Derek Bauer is on deck as there's still only one out in the inning. There's still only one out of the inning, but every batter in this inning has reached base. Damon Brown was forced out on a fielder. Was thrown out on a fielder's choice.
Strike.
2 and
That's
2.
up. That's up.
Past the 2.5-hour mark of this ball game, going in the top of the 8th. Winner to face the Expos. Grounder to short. They'll come home for the force, and that is all they will get is Jankowski. Remember what happened back in the 3rd. So it's still bases loaded, but now 2 out.
Now batting the first baseman, number 2, Derek Bauer.
So once again, everyone's been to bat this inning for the Maddogs has reached one way or another.
Oof. Good swing. Bauer.
Swing and a miss for strike one. In the bottom of the 8th, the Americans down 1 again. They're going to have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Hunter, Jankowski, and Costigan.
Yeah, think about this right now. If you're the Tooths, you're sitting back watching this. I know, Paulino just texted me and said the same thing. You want these teams to go extra innings. You want them to burn their arms out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, talk about the rain of the forecast, but how much good does that do? Just 2 days of rest. It's 2 days of rest for everybody. But look at the inning counts for these guys. Like Nestor's thrown 2 and a third. Mondosi's thrown 2 and 2/3. This is
The second for Colucci.
Second for Colucci. And it's not like these are even quick innings. These are like high pitch count innings. These are high stress innings in an elimination game. So, like, if you're the Americans and you somehow pull this off, like, at what price glory, right?
Yeah, I mean, the one good thing, if you're Melrose right now, you still have, well, at least I think, I don't know what Kevin has left, but you still have Flint and Luke, who could be your game 1.
That's in there for strike 2. Start the bus. Everyone's going to be in motion here. Bases loaded, 1-run ball game in extra innings. Foul tip into the mitt for strike 3. So Colucci, once again, you know, damage control has been the name of the game in a lot of these situations tonight. Mad Dogs had done it several times to this point, but they are once again 3 outs away from a semifinal series with the Expos. So we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-4 Mad Dogs. Carrillo's still out. There's going to be his 5th inning of work in relief. At this point, if you don't have to worry about a save, it would be his game to win. LSP is the live event specialist. Ask us about taping, streaming, or announcing your sports game, gaming, tournament, wedding, concert, recital, play, meeting, or other event. Rates start just $150. Also, find us on Thumbtack for details about our services outside the world of sports and live events, including pet sitting and walking, deliveries, errands, computer lessons, graphic and document design, and more. SamFeelyPBP@gmail.com or find LSP on Thumbtack for more details. Bottom of the 8th, extra innings. What a way to kick off the playoffs, right?
Oh, yeah, that's it. ICL baseball at its best. Now you got this game, and you got the 2-3 series starting tomorrow. It's going to be a good series.
So here is Dave Hunter to lead things off against 8-9-1 in the Americans' batting order here. Hunter is 1 for 3, struck out swinging in the 2nd, singled in the 3rd, and struck out swinging in the 6th. 5-4 our score.
It's not going to be easy with Jankowski and Costigan, who've already gone yard tonight.
Absolutely not. Carrillo delivers, swing and a miss, and Hunter trying to go yard himself. Oh and 1. 1-1. Infield back here, outfield straight away. Hunter takes ball 2, 2-1. Anyone warming for the Mad Dogs? I don't think so.
I was just
no.
looking down there. I don't know what Butterfield's got going on in his mind right now, but he should have someone getting going just in case.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. Maybe just waiting to see if he gets the leadoff man. 2-2 on the outside corner. Like, but I don't know. Sometimes you got to trust your Sometimes you trust your veterans, right?
Yeah. I mean,
that's one way to look at it.
Well, you got to trust them to an extent, you know, but it's not like this is Carrillo's 2nd inning of work.
No, this is 5th. Yeah, exactly.
So it's a little different.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ball 3.
Richie.
A little bit too much of a reach there by Remetta to get that one. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Remetta presented it well, which is probably why Richie did.
Yeah.
Oof, that's
that
a tough one. But
grounded up the middle and through for a base hit.
Now batting the catcher, number 40, Noah Jankowski.
He got a reprieve, and he made the most of it. So Hunter's 2 for 4, and here's Jankowski hoping for a repeat performance of his first at-bat with a solo home run to deep left center field. Since then, he struck out swinging with the bases loaded to end the 3rd, and then grounded out to 3rd. So 1 for 3, and tying run at first. Jankowski fouls that one off for strike 1. Not a whole lot of chatter from the fans or from either dugout right now. Everyone is on pins and needles.
Yeah, cello crowd here at Morelli, silent as they're rooting for their Americans.
The whole crowd, the whole town showed up. All 9 of them.
Oh, we have more residents than Melrose. It's about 20.
Gonna pop up a bunt, and it's caught by the pitcher Carrillo, and able to get back to first is Hunter.
Now batting the shortstop, number 19, Pat Costigan.
Guess it's better than bombing in front of my own family at my wedding, right? Here's Costigan. Solo home run his last time up, and Katrina is in the row just beneath his press box, telling everybody how awful I am at making people laugh. Strike 1, 0-1.
I think you're pretty good at it.
I don't know if I was as good as you think I am, I wouldn't need to do this for a living.
Oh, I didn't say you're a comedian.
You're right. I'm an idiot. I pretend to know what I'm talking about for money.
I did not say that.
I did.
Those are your words. Not my
I
words.
know. I recognize.
Don't give me that bad juju. I need all the good juju I need for this week. We got a tough task ahead of us with the Blue Sox.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be there. Carrillo comes set. Fouled straight back, and the count is 1-2. Boy, the bunt by Jankowski popped up. That could be the backbreaker for the Americans. Costigan 2 for 3. Single run scored and a stolen base in the first. Walk in the second. Strikeout looking in the fourth. Solo home run to get the Americans back within 1 in the sixth, as that is down away. 2-2. For those of you playing the home game, Dave Hunter is 2 for 3 in stolen base attempts this season. There he goes. Up and in. Throw down to second. And it skips away. Hunter wisely stays at second.
Yeah, great jump right there.
So at the very least, that takes the ground ball double play out of the equation, even if Costigan comes up empty on this one. But the tying run now in scoring position. Hunter picks up the steal. And a 3-2 count to Costigan with Barry due up next.
Yeah.
Ball 4.
Now batting the center fielder, number 26, Aiden Barry.
Now here comes Butterfield.
Hey, just a mound visit. There's no one warming up.
Yeah, exactly.
But right there, that walk doesn't necessarily hurry. It does put the time.
It puts a winning run on, but more importantly, it puts a double play back in order. Mm-hmm. And knowing that Costigan is already 2 for 3, which includes a home run, you know. Well,
Carrillo stays out. I mean, looking through the Malden stats, you really don't have anybody left unless you're going to go to the other Carrillo.
Even here?
I have no idea. But there are other pitchers, Remetta, who's catching. You're not going to put him in right now.
Yeah, because Ben Krotos, I guess, has gone off to college at this point, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Hey, Milberg, you still with us? You talked to Kroto at all? All right. First and second, 1 out for Aiden Barry. You're a little too excited for that one. 0-1. Yeah, I know. Anything in the air, you hope, especially with all that room down the left field line. He keeps that fair. You know, that's extra bases. That gets home 1 and maybe a second, but it's 0-1.
I mean, anything's possible to speed a Costigan. But you do have Copeland out there in left field who also can run well on track.
And he has a cannon, too. In the right field, down the line, and that is a fair ball into the corner. 1 run is going to score. Costigan is going to be held at third.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4, Corey Bright.
But speaking of fine defensive outfielders, Chris Offero, boy, some other outfielders in this, some other right fielders in this league.
You got it.
Costigan's going to score easily, but he got to that. He read that quickly, and he like nothing could do about a base hit. But
I would put Bright on right here because you got the Pirates who pinch ran for Jennings.
oh yeah. Runner goes up the middle, knocked down. Here comes the winning run for the Melrose Americans. You called it, Anthony. Like Corey Bright, he's 2 for 4 tonight. On deck is Parodies. I don't know if the Americans had anyone to pinch hit for him if they go to him, but Parodies, as I mentioned, is like 2 for 16 this season.
He's not Corey Bright.
No, I know he's certainly not John Jennings. They pitched a Bright smash up the middle. The Melrose Americans walk it off in the bottom of the 8th, down to their final 3 outs. Twice. Down their final 3 outs twice in the 7th and the 8th. Wow, boy! Hopefully, the rest of the games this postseason are even half that good.
Yeah, I'll pray for you.
Pray for me. Pray for Katrina too. Pray for everybody's eardrums. I'm sorry about that. Playoff baseball is best baseball, right? Mm-hmm. So Corey Bright finishes the game 3 for 5 with 2 ribbies, including the game winner in extras. 6-5 the score. The Americans will face the Sabretooth Expos in the 1-4 semifinal tomorrow night. Anthony, I'll see you at Maplewood tomorrow night for the Blue Sox and the Chiefs over on the Blue Sox Baseball Network. 6-5 again, the final score. Americans advance. The winning pitcher is Nick Colucci. The losing pitcher is Rob Carrillo. Home runs for Noah Jankowski and Pat Costigan. Again, Corey Bright 3 for 5 with 2 ribbies. Costigan 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, a stolen base and a home run. Over on the Maddogs side, Hector Roman 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, a run scored. Rometta 1 for 4 with a run scored, and yeah, you just want a competitive game. That's all you want, but you also want to win, especially in this situation. The Americans pull it out. 6-5 in extras, the final score. So with that said, this has been a presentation of LSP, something for everyone for over a decade. Copyright 2023, unauthorized redistribution of any portion of this broadcast without the express written permission of LSP is strictly prohibited. A reminder that you can sponsor future LSP content, whether you're a business or a fan of any of the participants live event for as little as $150. Buy some stuff from our Creator Spring store and follow and subscribe and support to LSP on the web. Linktree, Facebook, YouTube, PayPal, Creator Spring, Ko-Fi, LSP37. Again, I'll be over on the Blue Sox Baseball Network starting tomorrow night for the Intercity League semifinals between the Lexington Blue Sox and the Andre Chiefs. Once again, the final score from Morelli Field at Melrose High School in Melrose, Mass. It is the Melrose Americans 6 and the Malden Maddogs 5 in 8 innings. For Anthony Perry, Tim Lynch, Katrina, and all my righty friends here at Melrose High, my name is Sam Feely, reminding you forever and always, freelance isn't free. Thanks for tuning in. Fresh for 2023, suckers. Love you, Katrina. Party hard, Caitlin.
That was fun. That was very fun. Have a good one, guys.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Time to get the 3-minute drive home. I will see you guys.